Hey guys, and welcome back to another chapter of Drenched, written and art by me, Stacey Holt. As for my voice actors, Adrien and Felix will be voiced by Diz, and Plagg will be voiced by TitaniumKitten, and I'll be voicing Marinette, Ladybug, and the narrator. Now, back to the chapter.
Adrien?
Felix knocked on the door. Felix leaned in and put his ear against the door, but didn't hear anything. Felix opened the door and peeped his head inside and saw the light was turned off. He opened the door all the way and walked inside, closing the door behind him. He walked to Adrien's bed thinking he might be asleep and tried to be as quiet as possible, just in case. When he walked over to the bed, he saw that it was empty.
I could have sworn I heard a noise in here.
Felix sighed, but then a creak from the window being pushed open startled him, causing him to hold his breath.
Plagg, closet.
Adrien said, a bright flash of green illuminating the room for a split second.
Next time, I'll go straight home. Taking the long way around and getting stopped by all those reporters wasted so much time.
Adrien said, getting ready to walk to his bed, but saw Felix standing near his bed.
Felix?
He said, wide-eyed.
Adrien?
Felix said, his mouth open in shock.
What are you doing in my room? How long have you been there? What did you all see? I mean, hey, what's up?
He smiled sheepishly.
You're Cat Noir?
He said, still in shock.
No.
Adrien said unconvincingly.
You're Cat Noir. You picked me up and were going to break my phone earlier, weren't you? You were pretending. Does Marinette know you're Cat Noir? Does Ladybug know you're Cat Noir?
Felix said, almost as if his brain couldn't handle it and had to sit on the bed. Adrien sighed and went to sit down beside Felix.
Yes, the cat is out of the bag, huh?
Adrien smiled awkwardly, seeing Felix give him an unenthused eye roll at his cat joke.
Explain. Now.
Felix demanded, sitting back on Adrien's bed. Adrien laid on his back and stared at the ceiling, knowing that Ladybug was going to be extremely upset with him. But what was he to do? He was caught, after all. There was no getting out of it now.
Adrien, explain. Now.
Felix said, glaring at him.
All right, calm down.
Adrien sighed. Adrien opened his jacket and let Plagg fly out. He saw Felix's eyes widen even more.
What is that?
Felix said, sitting back.
Hey, McClummy! Adrien, you know Ladybug isn't going to be happy about him knowing, especially Sugar Cube.
Plagg said, floating over to the cabinet to grab some cheese.
Kwame? Sugar Cube? Cheese? His name is Plagg. He's my Kwame. He basically gets sucked into my miraculous to make me Cat Noir. Sugar Cube is Tikki, Ladybug's Kwame. That's Plagg's nickname for her. I don't exactly know their relationship either.
Adrien said, glancing over to Plagg, shoving cheese in his mouth.
So, your father was Hawkmoth, and you're Cat Noir. Did you know?
Felix asked.
No, I didn't. The police found out before I even knew.
Adrien sighed. Felix could tell Adrien wasn't too comfortable talking about it, so he decided to stop.
So, does Marinette know you're Cat Noir?
Felix asked. Adrien began, unsure what he should say.
Well, does she? No,
he said.
You're such a terrible liar.
Felix said, staring at him.
Huh? What do you mean?
Adrien said, a little offended.
You're lying, and I can tell. We grew up together. I know when you're lying. You're too much of a goody two-shoes to lie. Well, at least be good at it. Felix laughed. So Marinette knows. Is that why she was fine with you cheating on her?
Felix rolled his eyes.
Why is our relationship any of your business?
Adrien glared.
You're right, it isn't. Though your secret identity is now my business. So why don't you tell me everything? Unless you want me to expose it.
Felix smiled.
You wouldn't,
Adrien said.
Don't test me, Adrien. I may have grown older and matured, but I have kept my same personality. I am who I am. What did you call me earlier? Let me think. Oh, I remember. Little, snobby, stuck-up.
Felix glared. His words cut into him. He knew he shouldn't have said them, but he was angry. He was hurt. He still was.
What do you want to know?
Adrien sighed.
Who is Ladybug?
Felix asked.
Huh? I don't know.
He said, eyes wide with surprise.
Lying again. You know, you should probably at least try and lie better.
Felix sighed.
I can't tell you who she is. She's my partner. That would put her in danger. That would jeopardize our trust.
Adrien said angrily.
Based on the information from today and how emotional you've been, I would say...
Felix said, thinking.
You would say what?
Adrien said.
Marinette is probably Ladybug, isn't she?
Felix said, seeing Adrien go silent.
That's all I needed to see. Your silence says the truth. No! She isn't! It makes perfect sense, to be honest. How else would she sneak in and out of your bedroom? How would she just forgive you for cheating on her with Ladybug? Because she is Ladybug.
Felix smirked.
No, she isn't! You're wrong!
Adrien protested.
The angrier and frantic you get, the more it proves my point.
Felix laughed.
Alright, so what? What now? What are you going to do with that information?
Adrien snapped. Felix looked at Adrien. He could tell he was hurt. He remembered his talk with Ladybug a little while ago, and how he should make amends with Adrien. How his talk with Ladybug was with Marinette. Marinette, the girl he kinda confessed to by accident. Felix's face flushed red and he turned his head away. He stood up, walking over to the door.
I'm not going to blackmail you, don't worry. I just wanted to know. I honestly didn't mean to find out your secret. I was actually coming in here to apologize for placing a camera in your room, because me and Marinette... Ladybug had a talk after you left.
He said, facing the door so he wouldn't have to look at his cousin.
I'm going to bed. We have to be up early for school in the morning. Good night, Adrien.
Felix said, leaving before Adrien could even get a word in.
Plagg? What am I going to do?
Adrien sighed, bringing a pillow to his face to cover it in shame.
I don't know, kid. Better get some sleep and think about what you're gonna tell her in the morning.
Plagg sighed, floating over to another pillow to lay down.
Ladybug? Marinette is going to kill me.